going on an epic run.
That boy sure is a running foot.
Why? Because I'm doing a video on the greatest runs of all time in Hollywood. Up the stairs I go. We'll go through each top 7 and we'll look at these greatest runs. This building here is a little bit of a hint of a run. We'll go through the greatest runs and we'll analyse them, what makes them great and how they can improve your own runs that you put in your own stories. How you can make them epic and awesome. Let's get running. Will Smith. Kicking it off at number 7, I Am Legend. A classic run, but maybe not the one you're thinking. What is it? With his best mate, the dog, only them two alone. Why is it so powerful? Just a few seconds, not a huge budget, but it shows so much. It's got him and the dog all alone in the city of New York, of Manhattan, surrounded by monsters, and it shows the isolation. It shows the peril. It shows that's all he's got. So in your own writing, if you're doing a run, you got to show the situation behind it. If it's in peril, show the peril, show the heart, show the emotion. That draws people to Will and the dog because it shows their relationship. It shows what they mean to each other. He's on the treadmill thumping away and the dog's beside him. It shows the relationship, it shows the heart power. So bring that into your riding, not just a normal run, but if you're doing something, maybe you could add in an emotional relationship towards the run. Have it mean something. Bring people closer together. I was strolling down the street and I saw the big crane, saw the huge crane, and I was reminded of another run, another epic run. James Bond, Casino Royale. What makes this such a great run? Well, it also has 2 people. It's a chase. It's not just a normal run. It's one man chasing another. So that adds tension. If you're writing a big running scene into your story or in your book, think about having it as a chase scene. It adds tension, gets our hearts thumping. Not only that, it starts with a bang. Doesn't start off with a little trot. It starts off thumping in the big tractor. Consider starting your run scene with a big bang, some kind of impact. As he continues going, he leaps, jumps, amazing stunts and tricks. He runs up a crane. They fight on the crane. If they're just running on a flat, straight path, you might get a bit bored. You got to mix it up. Put in obstacles. Put in hard things to scale, hard things to jump to, get around of, all sorts of tricks. That way you can add to it. You can add to the tension there of the chase. They have a bit of fighting, a bit of punch scenes. They're fighting on top of the crane. So you can add all this, keep breaking up your run. More and more tension. And notice when they're on top of the crane, when they're way up there, what happens if they fall? They die. So that's the threat of death. The whole time we're tense because at any point they could die. There's a bit of comedy. Throws the gun at him, catches it, throws it back. Add a little bit of comedy, just once in the middle there, breaks up the tension. It ends with another bang. He shoots a barrel, blows everyone up. Probably not very nice to do, but they were bad guys. So you can start with a bang, end with a bang, add comedy, add tension, have the threat of the big high scaling thing there. They could die at any moment. It holds tension brilliantly the whole time. The whole time through this great run scene, we're under great tension. Tension from the heights, tension from the chase, tension from the fights. Just keep that tension. people will stay interested in your great running scene. And notice in this whole run there was no dialogue. Keep that in mind. Will Smith had no dialogue either. You don't need dialogue if you've got the tension going. So keep the tension up there and have a great run scene. I was traversing beneath the great green leafy plains and it reminded me of another epic run. Who ran under the great green trees? Forrest Gump. And what made his run so epic? Coming in at number 4. It started off with the threat of death. You had the 3 bullies. They were going to beat him up, sock it to him. So he was in danger there. That adds tension to your run. If you're going to have a run, make sure there's always a threat. Some kind of a threat. A threat of death is always a good one.
Run away, Forrest.
And second, it started the opposite of the James Bond. James Bond started with a bang. Forrest Gump started slow.
Run away, hurry!
Had the old shackles on the legs, he could barely walk, let alone run. He started off slow. The little girl yelled out,
Run, Forrest, run!
and he started, whoopah, whoopah. He started breaking through.
Run, Forrest!
He started running very slowly. The boys were chasing on the bike.
Back here, you!
So keep the tension going. If you're writing your own run scene, you got to add tension, have a threat. And if you're doing the slow build, you start off slow with a lot of struggle and a lot of pain. Another thing that made this a great running scene is that it's symbolic. It's symbolic. It's symbolic that if you can break the shackles of your life, your restricting beliefs, you can achieve great things. Mr. Forrest Gump, he believed he couldn't run. People told him he couldn't, so he believed he couldn't run. He listened to the fools. Once he broke through that belief, bang, he was running. And what did he say? From that day on, I was going somewhere, I was a running. Something like that, he said. And that's how it can be in your own life. Once you break free of your shackles, your wrong beliefs, of your restraints, from that day forward, you can run off in your own pursuit. So it's symbolical run. So if you're writing your own running scene, it may just benefit from a bit of symbolism. Think that's something to think about. What does it mean? You're putting a running scene into your book or into your screenplay. Have a think. Does it mean anything? Is the run portraying something? And if it is portraying something, if it is symbolic for some greater purpose in life, think of little symbols and ways to put that into your running scene. Ways you can do that is through dialogue. They can simply say a quick line, like the Forrest Gump said, that day I'm running. You can have symbolic, like the shackles. Whatever it is, put that symbolism into your run. And then in the end, what did he do? He built momentum. Whoop. The big truck's making a runner. He built momentum. And he just ran and ran and ran. Old guy called him a run fool.
That boy sure is a running fool.
People think you're a fool when you're chasing for your dream, but you keep running. He ran all the way across America. Did an amazing thing he never thought possible. Another thing that's symbolic about the run is that we can, sometimes only when we're pushed by the 3 guys on the bikes, when we're pushed, then we can achieve. So sometimes these great challenges in your life, they give you that push, it's just what you need. So don't hate your challenges, embrace your challenges, and realize they're pushing you to run towards your life. That's a great reason why Forrest Gump is one of the greatest running scenes of all time.
But I can run like the wind blows.
Along the sands, I saw some rooftops there, some rooftops along there, and it reminded me of another epic run. Jason Bourne Ultimatum, on the rooftops in Tangiers, running to save the hot chick. I can't remember the hot chick's name. That's not really the point. The point was he was running to save her and it was an epic run. What made the run so epic? He was running to something this time. He wasn't running away. Like hit by a ball, don't worry about it. But he wasn't running away from anything. He was running to something, to save the girl. That's another thing. Instead of having running away from something, you can have him running for a goal, for a destination, to save someone. That builds tension, builds conflict, and we're gripped on the edge of the seats. Another thing they did is they switched camera views. They went back, forth, back and forth between Matt Damon and the bad dude going to shoot the girl he was hunting for in the little cupboards and nooks and crannies. So you can do that. You can switch what in your riding, switch to where they're running. Comes the ball, we catch, switch to where they're running, switch to why they're running, and show the stakes. Once again, the threat of death, the lady was going to die. Show the stakes, build the stakes, and you make your run epic. His face expressions were also epic. Very intense, very intense. The emotion was there, the raw emotion. So if you're writing a novel, describe the emotion. What's the character feeling? What's he thinking? This one ended with a bang. Ended with an epic moment. What was the epic moment? The bang through the window. Then the fight starts. Whoopah! Very brutal fight. The way it went, it was epic. And once again, there's no dialogue. There's no dialogue. It was just the sounds of the thumping and the pumping. And that brings the tension. It shows the realness. There's no seagulls going off. There's no stupid funny jokes trying to relieve the tension. And it was real, it was action, and it was going. If you're having a fight scene at the end of the run or mid-run, you can cut the dialogue, just have a pure core, pure realistic, pure tension. A great epic run born. And then viewing the sand, dust that off the pants. I was reminded to come in at number 3, almost number 4, number 3, another epic run. We're an epic actor. He ran away. This is what he did. He ran away from a building, the world's tallest building, of a giant sandstorm running him down. Who was it? Our friend Tom. Tom Cruise ran from the Burj Khalifa. Every one of his run scenes is always epic. It's because he does his own stunts. He makes them real.
Tell me quick. I'm going.
So how are you going to make your run that epic? Well, you can have a great lead like Tom. If you haven't got that, you can use some epic backgrounds, some epic backdrops. So you got the world's tallest buildings. You could have the beach boxes, where they're called in Brighton, where I am. But the Burj Khalifa, world's tallest building, an epic sandstorm, thundering in, an epic running style of Tom. His form, flawless, technique without peril, without even makes sense. He's just pure stealth in his move, and he runs through the streets, can't breathe, can't see, through the dust. And he doesn't quit. So he's got the obstacles going. You can add that in your epic run. He's got some obstacles going. You can't see, you can't breathe. He's chasing down the dude. Once again, someone who's chasing someone. He's chasing down the guy. All these obstacles in a foreign town, a foreign place. He ends up not finding them, does he? And notice again, he ends up somewhere spectacular. He ends up on a nice bridge, the city in the background, a nice backdrop, cinematic for the cameras. And if you're writing a novel, you can make it a cinematic place. You always got to be thinking what's cinematic. You don't always have to do that, depends on the moment. That adds to the spectacularness of the great run by Tom, when you're writing your great epic run scene. Both of them run into something, run into force. started walking and it started raining, and the raining reminded me that things were going wrong, and things were going wrong got me a bit angry, but they reminded me of the number 2. The number 2 greatest run of all time. As I'm giving you this number 2, there'll also be a hint of the number 1 greatest run. So see if you can figure out what that hint is. But for now, we'll look at it. Run number 2, and that is Indiana Jones, the one with the big ball, comes rolling towards him. So I think that's Raiders of the Lost Ark. So why is it so awesome? Well, it starts off with tension. He's got the fingers twitching, and he's trying to grab the little golden emblem thingy. And we're all worried, is something bad going to happen? Is the whole thing going to come down in turmoil? So we've got this tension going. And he takes it, switches the bag, nothing goes wrong. All is good, and I'm getting under the tree to get out of the rain. All is good and we're happy. Then the plate sinks. The roof falls down. Things start firing and he's running. And all of a sudden we're in terror. If you're writing your own running scene, copy the great Spielberg and change the emotions. Pull at the old heartstrings. He's got tension to start with, relief and joy, and then terror. You've got to change the emotions there, switch it up. This run scene, it shows so much of the character of Indy. So if you start doing a run scene, portray character. Don't just have a normal scene where they run for the heck of it. Portray character. He's running here. We're seeing that he's courageous, he's funny. He doesn't always win because he gets left behind by the guy.
Give him the whip. Throw me the idol.
And he loves his hat and his whip. Shows that he's an adventurer, archaeologist or whatever that is. There's so much about him shown in this run. So portray character. Portray character in your run. If you can take out your run scene and the story doesn't change and there's no growth and there's nothing that we learn, it's a waste of a run. The run scene has got to be showing something. It's got to move the story forward. It's got to show character development, character growth, or who he is. Teach us about who he is. The Great Indy Run does that. Has some iconic moments, such as he rips his whip back, nearly loses it. Has a big jump, so he's splitting up the run. Not just a flat out run again, but splitting up the run. There's a bit of comedy there. The guy even head's a bit funny, but we shouldn't laugh. So you're splitting up these things in the run. You only ever bring in the comedy when there's a bit of relief. You don't bring in comedy when you're trying to scare someone and makes the whole story stupid, unless you're trying to write a stupid story, but not if you're trying to move hearts. And then the big ball comes running down. It's an iconic moment. And again, there's the threat of death. Always the threat of death adds greater tension, greater conflict for the story. We're all on the edge of our seats. Introduce the character of Indy, one of the greatest runs of all time. And coming in at number one run. I've been giving you a hint. That's the hint. You know what it is? It took place at the town hall, a bit bigger than the Sakilla Town Hall. Town Hall in Philadelphia, the greatest run of all time, Rocky Balboa. 1 or 2, you pick. Look at number 2 for now. There's what I love about number 2. It's not all about just Rocky. Starts off, coming out of his room, the iconic, hang on, I'll pause for a camera wipe. The iconic music's playing, he starts off slow. It's a slow build. But he talks to some people. He lets us know that everyone's on his side. He starts bringing people in. That's a great thing to do if you run. Bring in others. It's a symbolic run. It's showing life. This run shows what it's like to chase a dream. And if you can put that into your run, you're chasing something grand, something huge, a dream. Moves hearts, inspires souls. There's iconic scenes where he runs down the middle of those train lines. That's iconic. marketplace. Starts talking to people. He's not just running for himself. He's not about to go on this bout for himself. He's doing it for the people. He's the people's champ, and he's showing us if you've got a dream in your life, something you never said to somebody, something you always wanted to do and you haven't done it, it's not too late. Remember Rocky, there's so much symbolism in this run. It's about life. It sums up life, and everyone gets behind him. The kids start running. And then everyone's running and chasing him, because everyone supports someone when they're going for a dream, and it's letting you know you got to go for your dream.
Come on, come on, come on.
He's jumping the chairs, that's iconic. And at the end, he speeds away. And the look on his face is Stallone epic. Stallone epic face expression when he's going in and he's going hard. That's symbolism of life. If you want to achieve your dream, achieve your goal and go the distance, whatever that may be, it takes all your heart, power, your soul and your strength. And you look at his face as he runs. All that emotion is showing there. So if you're writing a book, you've got to describe the emotion and then describe the look on the face. Bring out the emotion and how much it takes to get there. And then he takes off, bang, leaves everyone behind, and goes hard and hard and hard after that long run. That's what makes him a champion. If you're going to be a champion, whatever your own endeavour is, even just raising your kids, you do that well, you are a champion. It takes an awful lot of effort. And you have to go in that last big run. And how does he finish? The hardest run of all. He goes up the steps and he flies up the steps, thumping up them. That's like the last hurdle in your goal or your dream. And he gets up with a big jump and a big fist. Oh yeah! It's iconic and it's known throughout the world. And that's why it's the greatest run of all time. Probably never be beat. That greatest run that we've ever seen. It sums up life. It's symbolic of life and what it takes to go the distance with your dreams. To go through all the troubles, the heartbreaks, the turmoils that we all face in life. And there are so many. So that's why it's the #1 greatest run of all time. We live off that dream. We watch it when we're down. We watch the run. We all start crying and we get inspired to go on. It never fails to move you. Even in Creed, when he says, how does it feel looking up here? You can see your whole life. Not bad. So there's some greatest runs of all time. You think there could have been another great run that I missed out? Drop a line below. Maybe I'll even do a video on it, comment on it. But subscribe. All right, 60. We're heading towards 100 subscribers. 100 subscribers can be possible. That'd be fan-diddly-astic. Back down the stairs that I ran up at the start of the video.